Good morning, good evening, or good afternoon, and thank you for joining us once again, the Modensters of Gaming. I'm Kaiju, can't believe I'm doing this twice in a row, K, and with me here is Necro, you're a dumbass K. Right, Necro Nick. Say hello, Necro.
Hi, everybody.
I'm a little under the weather, folks, but as you can see, we've promised it for a while, so here it is, the first of our top 10 lists, and my amazing artwork. Someone please save me, this is the best I can do. So this is going to be my top 10 weapons of gaming list. There's only two stipulations to the rules. One, they can't be a weapon that's only wieldable by a certain person, like, say, the Master Sword from Legend of Zelda. And two, Necro, since this is his challenge, stated strictly no mechas. That being said, welcome to my personal list.
Fucks Gundams.
Etc. Now, this is my personal list. Necro and Rose will bring theirs up later, so without further ado, yeah, I know Necro's got his deleted. Let's go on to the first weapon, shall we? At number 10, is the Rivet gun from Bioshock 2. Now, I realize that it's a weapon that's only wielded by Big Daddies, but multiple Big Daddies can wield it, so I'm going to take it as a net win here. Besides having your drill, this is the first weapon you get in the game, and at first it's not much. Basically, it's a pistol. But later on, you get heated rivet rounds instead of your standard, which can burn through armor and set people on fire, which is always a plus. And
Good.
And trap rivets, which can be shot into the walls, and they shoot a little green beam, and if an enemy passes by them, it shoots them. And you can pick them up later if you don't use them. The other thing is that I don't think I've played many first-person shooters where there wasn't at least one construction site or... Yeah,
Very true.
Yeah, I can find rivets, and you can buy them in the store, so this would be a great weapon for me to have. Mind you, it's not the best on this list, but we'll get there. Coming in at my number 9 spot, this is the ESUS Blackfly from the Turok series. It's it's called a handheld ordnance launcher, which is just a fancy way of saying
Grenade launcher.
A fancy way of saying it's going to blow things up. It has two modes. First of all, it has sticky grenades that will detonate into a napalm explosion. Fire's good. And the other one...
Fire purifies all.
Cure it with fire. The other is your secondary fire shoots out a spot of mines for the enemies to run over and explode, and they're hidden from the enemies even though they glow brightly. I never figured it out, personally. But
Turok, you are fighting a whole bunch of dinosaurs.
Well, and alien, I guess they wouldn't know what it was. But yeah, this is another one of my favorite weapons of all time. Set them on fire, let a minefield. Combine this with some trap rivets, and I got myself a defensible location. The only problem is ammunition is kind of scarce. Well, coming in at number 8 is the only thing good that came out of Resident Evil 5. The grenade launcher.
What game?
I'm sorry, it doesn't exist. I'm making this up. Besides the bosses and a few enemies, that game sucked, but this thing rocks. The grenade launcher in this game came with 6 rounds. Flashbangs for blinding and killing whatever they were called. What were they called? I'll put it up later. Standard explosive, electrical for shocking, and you can shock people in the water. Nitrogen for freezing, flame for, setting people on fire, and finally acid for melting things.
Good.
Depending on how you played the game, you could actually have tons of these rounds going around and just literally lay waste to everything. I don't know if there's any boss that's actually immune, except for the one boss that you have to trick and going into the flame room. Or I'll put his name up here too, folks. That'll be another link. But yeah, I mean, as far as explosives go, this is one of my favorites. But coming in number 6, or 7 rather, sorry, is the stun knife from Metal Gear Solid series. You only really get to see it in 4, but it's a great weapon. It's the only melee weapon on this list for me, because a lot of the other melee weapons I would have chosen are kind of more equipment, so that'll be in a later date. The stun knife can stash, can stab, it can beat, and it can electrocute and knock the opponent unconscious, depending on what you want to do with them. I personally believe I could whip this thing at somebody really hard, seeing as I'm very good at throwing knives.
Better.
And just take a look at the design on this thing. I mean, look at that. That is just amazing.
Definitely some carbon fiber put in there.
And the little bar in the back for tasing the enemy. It's just a well-drawn... It was going to be this or the heat blades that Blade Wolf throws, but I don't know if I could... Well, 2 people can use them, so I guess I could consider that a cheat. But, now this would definitely be my weapon, because I don't want to just kill everybody, or do I? Well, number 6 might explain this one to you a little better. Coming at number 6 is the HE Magnum from Resistance 2. An under appreciated game, folks. I really enjoyed all of the Resistance games, and this guy is no exception. A 44 caliber Magnum, revolver style. But what makes this thing really kick is the bullets themselves. These little slugs stick into your opponent or a wall or wherever it is, and when you choose to fire off the second button, they detonate like tiny little bombs. Oh my goodness, I just realized something, Necro. Almost all my weapons are designed for like setting up traps and defensive locations. Well, that could be used for firing for effect, shoot over a wall, trick the enemies into coming to me. I mean,
so far, like, only one thing has not exploded.
well, the knife, yeah, I guess. You know what? Screw it. I'm going on to... Oh, great. Number 5 explodes, too. I just realized it. Coming in at number 5, folks, is the Seeker Rifle from Singularity. Another underappreciated game, and a great one. I'll leave a link here so you can go see an amazing player. His name will be in the link. Play Singularity all the way through. I believe it's Halloween, actually. Shit, I said it out loud. Anyways, what makes a sniper rifle a sniper rifle? Big scope, powerful round, off most enemies. Well, what if you have one that is better? Necro, what does this do better than any other?
It puts Wanted to shame because you control the bullets so you can actually curve the bullets.
Yes.
Fuck you, Wanted.
I've actually had one fly around a room for up to 10 minutes before I got bored with it before. It has unlimited, basically, range due to the fact that it actually fires through a time stream or something like that. It uses RE99 bullets or something. I can't remember what they're called right now. I'll put it in the description as well. This thing fires. You can go around corners, around walls. I can shoot this out of a doorway and hit you from across the street. It's such a great weapon. I can't say it enough. But here comes number 4, folks. And it is such an amazing piece of artwork. Look at that, folks. It's right there, number 4.
I'm burning on fire because of this picture.
Well, I couldn't find a good enough picture of the chameleon grenade. So,
hey, guess what? Something else that explodes.
The chameleon grenade is from Lost Planet. Yes, it is. And basically the reason I picked this isn't because of the explosive capability. Although it is fun, it blends into the background and gives you a camera. You could put this anywhere, up on a wall, up on a ceiling, on the floor. You could I've actually, thrown it on top of a vehicle and had the enemy drive around with it. I mean, it has multiple uses. Yes, it explodes. But the best part about it is, when I feel like it, I can blow it up. And if I don't feel like it, well, I can just leave it there and spy, Here comes an enemy patrol. Well, good thing they're about to walk into everything else I'm about to bring up onto this list. Sadly, though, no good images for it. I found images for every other grenade in the game except the chameleon grenade.
Dumbasses.
Speaking of grenade-like weapons, coming in at my number 3 spot comes in the deployable turret. Yes, the AP5 deployable turret from the F.E.A.R expansion.
Hey, something that finally does not just has any explosive capabilities.
Actually, I think the next 3 don't.
Technically, number 1 does.
Yeah, technically the number 2 as well. Well, anyways, folks, you can have up to 3 of these things active at once, and they say they use assault rifle caliber bullets, so I'm going to say 5.56 rounds. They have unlimited ammo. They can stick to walls, floors, ceilings, cars, your neighbor. Well, I don't know if you could throw it on your neighbor's chest. It'd probably be pretty heavy. And to quote a phrase, like I said before in the previous recording that failed, it's like bringing another couple soldiers to the field. Quoting, of course, Borderlands and or Borderlands 2, depending on, I don't remember if Axon actually says it.
Oh, fucking no.
Hey, he may not be as good as, who, but he's good. Coming in number 2, which was a close runner-up for the number 1 spot. Oh, my baby. This is the SC-20K from the Tom Clancy Splinter Cell series. Folks, if you don't know me yet, I'm going to probably try to make a run of this, but it really might not work. The only reason it's not number 1 is because my friends know me better than that. So here's the basic rundown. The sucker fires 5.56 millimeter rounds and is silenced. A silenced 5.56 millimeter round is amazing. It has a sniper attachment, which is somewhat weird because it's not silenced. It also has a shotgun attachment, which makes sense why it's not silenced. On top of that is the best part about it, the tactical launcher. This grenade launcher attachment on the bottom, which you can see in the, I believe it's the upper right side, can fire lots of things. I'm going to put a list below. You can go to the website and see them all, like sticky shockers, cameras, everything. You can just fill an area. But folks, we get to my number one weapon, my heavy ordnance weapon, my baby itself, the dubstep gun. Folks, I love sound. I love all kinds of sound, and the dubstep gun is sound. It has near unlimited ammo. You just have a charge system to wait. It has a pretty good wind-up, but the best part about it comes in a set of 3. 1. It has an amazing range of effect. It can hit a huge target range. 2. Civilians inside the target range become indestructible. They just boogie and dance while things are blowing up around them and enemies are frying. It's amazing. Finally, last but not least, it has the capability of destroying vehicles, armors, shields, and it basically means I could fire this at a freaking at Metal Gear Ray and watch him breakdance until he explodes. This is just a perfect weapon for me.
And since Kaiju forgot to mention it again,
Oh,
it comes from Saints Row 4.
my bad. Thank you for telling me again, Knuckle. And with that, folks, this is the first ever top 10 list. We're back to my screen again where I draw myself as a cute little dinosaur down there. If you know artists out there, please save me from myself.
Renzo, get back to us.
Yeah, Renzo, please, maybe? But yes, folks, this has been my top 10 weapons of gaming. Next time we'll probably do Necros, or maybe we'll do another one of my top 10s, I'm not sure. But until next, it'll be okay, man. We'll find it, okay? If you have any ideas of what you think your top 10 weapons are, leave us a link in the description.
Or comments below.
Or comments below, yeah. And, don't be afraid to say one of these things sucks. I think these are great because I think I could pretty much wield all of these weapons with no problem with my training and everything. But, as always...
Well, it might get a little heavy at one point in time for you.
Well, yeah.
If you have all of them.
Yeah, that's true. Of course I could have magical pockets. But until next time, folks, I'm Kaiju K.
And he's Harry Potter.
Peace out, everybody. He's gonna die.
Goodbye, everybody.